In this video, I'm going to show you how to change some settings on this TIMEGUARD wireless room thermostat. The model number is TRT035N. We're going to go through changing the battery because the display on mine is a little bit dim, a bit hard to see, so we're going to be changing the battery on there. We're also going to be changing the time because the time is incorrect, and then we're also going to set it up so it's the right temperature and not a freezing 14 point something. For the benefit of the video, we'll be taking this off the wall, so if you did want to know how to take this off the wall, I'll quickly show you how to do that too. So to remove from the wall, you've got two small crosshead screws underneath the unit. It's just a case of loosening off those screws a little bit and then that case should pop off. As you can see, all the screws are doing is just holding that nice and snug. And then that's the main unit off the wall. So taking a look at the unit, you can see that there's a compartment there which I'm thinking is going to be for the batteries. So we're just going to find a little screwdriver, just prise that up, and then let's see about changing them batteries. So that's the picture of the unit fully taken out. There's two pins on the left hand side which then make a connection to get power to the unit, and we're just going to replace those two batteries for some good ones. Pop them in and then we'll spin it over and see if that's made a difference to the display. And that looks a lot better. We're not having to concentrate to see the digits there. So let's move on to the next step. So after changing the batteries, the first thing that flashes is the time. So that's telling us to set the time. So let's go ahead and do that. So really simply, using the arrow buttons on the right hand side, we're going to set the hours first. So let's get that right. Press select. That will then take us over to the minutes, and then we'll do the same there. And then once that's done, we'll press select. And then we'll do exactly the same for the year. And then we'll do the same for the month. Press select again. And then the day. There we go. So this next prompt is for daylight saving mode. I think it can automatically change once the clocks go back and go forward. Press set for now. And that is the time and day all set. To get to the temperature settings, you need to hold down the set button for 3 seconds. The screen will go blue and the first day of the week, Sunday, will be displayed in the top left hand corner. So this is a picture of the default times and the default temperatures. You can actually change the times so it suits more your lifestyle. We're not going to go into it in this video, but it can be done. So what you're actually asking the thermostat to do is at 6 AM to give you a certain temperature, and then that will kick in and it will try and get you to that temperature up until 8 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock you can have another temperature which will then take you to the 12 o'clock mark, and then that will continue throughout the day. So if, say for example, you left for work at 8 o'clock, you could set your temperature, say, at 10 degrees. So it's not necessarily going to kick in for most of the day. You may return back from work at 4:30 and then set the temperature at 4 o'clock, just that little bit higher, so that by the time you get home, the house is already warming up. What's really important to remember is the temperature that you set yourself at the 10 o'clock mark on this diagram. That will then continue up until 6 o'clock in the morning. So if you don't want that heating to be on a night, then you need to set that temperature low or to a minimum. If you do want it to stay on, then you can change that accordingly, but that will keep that temperature up until 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this. So I'm going to press the set button for 3 seconds. That will then go into the temperature set menu. I'm going to press select because we want to select Sunday. So for the Sunday, I did actually change the 6 o'clock time to 7:30. If you can't have a line on a Sunday, there's something wrong. So I'm going to leave that at 7:30, and then we're going to set the temperature at 19. And then at 8 o'clock, let's set that to 19. Let's set most zones at 19 degrees. I work from home, so generally the house doesn't need to be cooler when I'm not out. So I'm just going to toggle through all these, and I'm going to change them all to 19 degrees, so it's a constant 19 degrees. And then that's that done for Sunday. If I press select, and then toggle up, that will take you to Monday. Press select, and then that's reset it back to 6 o'clock. So I'm not going to change that this time. I'm just going to toggle across, and I want to change all these to 19 degrees. So in this video, I'm just going to continue doing this, going through and changing all the temperatures to 19. So the temperature is a constant 19. As you can see on the screen there is a button on the left hand side, which is a copy function. You can actually copy a previous day, and you've only got to do that the 7 times, or 6 times should I say. So it allows you to copy over from previous days. You may want to change things individually for weekends, but just for the benefit of the video, I've gone through, done it all manually, so you can see how that is set up, and I will speed the rest of the video. And that then brings us nicely back around to Sunday. Just check everything is as it should be, and it is. So that's all the temperatures set. And this is something that you'll probably play around with for maybe a week or so afterwards, just fine tune the timings and the temperatures. And now that you know how to do that, that will take no time whatsoever. And then last but not least is to reattach it back to the wall. So all we're doing is mounting it back on and then tightening up those 2 screws. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that really helpful. Please give the video a like, and please consider subscribing.